Welcome to my channel, The Flix Judge, where you will get detailed reviews and honest ratings of global movies and OTT series so that you can watch only the best content worthy of your time. Today we will review Poacher, a web series running on Amazon Prime. The series stars Nimisha Sajayan, Roshan Mathew, and Dibyendu Bhattacharya in lead roles. A total of 8 episodes of 35 minutes to 1 hour each. This Malayalam original series is available in Tamil, Hindi, and some other Indian languages dubbed version. The series is directed by Richie Mehta. Poacher is, as the name suggests, a crime drama about poaching, specifically about some true events that happened in Kerala around poaching of wild elephants. The series lays bare the public and administrative apathy towards this crime as it does not happen to humans and happens away from human habitation. The lazy, inefficient, and sometimes corrupt forest officials who can't be bothered to do anything much about it. Nimisha Sajayan as Mala is our protagonist, our heroine, who is a forest officer in Kerala. She carries a burden, a guilt, because her father was a poacher himself who had killed many animals in his lifetime. She is our quote unquote angry young woman who is shown to be honest and effective, but also rude and obsessive, and often it is her colleagues and well wishers who have to bear the brunt of her brash behavior. Dibyendu Bhattacharya plays the role of Neil, who is a director in the Kerala Forest Department, who puts Mala in charge of what they term as one of the biggest anti poaching operations precisely because of her qualities, as he wants someone who will go to any lengths to stop the serious poaching gang. He also ropes in Alan, a computer programmer and an environmental activist, to help them. This role is played by Roshan Mathew. Together, this trio try to capture the gang of Ross, who does the poaching as well as go after the entire ring of middlemen and smugglers and art dealers like Poonam Verma, who trade in ivory. In an operation spanning the forests of Kerala to the ghettos of New Delhi, this team battles a lazy and corrupt system, political interference, bureaucratic apathy, and rioting gangs to stop the killing of elephants and bust this ivory smuggling racket. The first good thing about this series is the cinematography. The shots of the forests and the villages of Kerala have come out quite well and really aids in the narrative. Many of them are low light and night shots, and in many cases, wildlife shots taken from elsewhere are integrated within our story in pretty seamless manner and to good effect. However, the entire series is shot in dim and dark tones only. While I can understand that the subject is grim, it feels overdone as we have to watch 6 hours of it. But overall, a great job on the cinematography front. The next good thing is the script and screenplay. Even though it works only in parts, but wherever it works, the director has done a very good job in building some tension and drama in the proceedings. Be it the stakeout and hunting of a poacher who is always on the move, especially the train search, or bringing one criminal from Delhi to Kerala before the warrant runs out, the director has managed to build a sense of urgency and drama in these scenes. Even the climax sequence where they conduct a raid to capture the ivory has been executed quite well, even though marred a little bit by the absurdity created by the woke agenda, where it is forbidden to show one community in negative light. More on that later, but overall, the story and screenplay is handled quite well in this series. The characters of Neil and Alan are fleshed out in some level of detail. However, it is Mala, played by Nimisha, that dominates the proceedings, so much so that 95% of the scenes have her character. While this is fine and we are used to one character doing everything in Indian cinema, the trouble here is that Mala is always angry and rude. There is literally no other emotion that she can display. Fine, her character is driven by guilt and frustration, but seeing that for 90 to 95% of the time really becomes excessive after a point, even in situations which require some deft handling, where she is supposed to con and outwit some wily characters, she just behaves in her brash manner that is plain stupid and counterproductive. You can see this in the way she handles Poonam Verma at the airport. This would have been a great and memorable character if there were some other emotions displayed by her, or at least toned down the aggression a little bit. However, the characters of Neil and Alan are much better written and likable, especially how Alan deals with his family and work. Both Dibyendu and Roshan Mathew have done a great job, but I'm really puzzled as to how exactly Neil is able to rope in Alan, who is working for an NGO, into a secret government operation. Also, what is an ex spy doing in the forest department in Kerala? Again, another puzzle. So, even if the characters are a mixed bag, overall the acting department is pretty good in the series. One weak spot is the non linear cuts. I really don't understand why the actual poaching was shown only in the sixth episode or so. What is the benefit of this non linear cut? In fact, a lot of confusion about some characters and their behavior in the initial episodes, especially that of the suspended forest officer and ex lover of Mala, could have been better understood if the poaching sequence was shown in a regular linear fashion. Last but not the least, the woke agenda. So, with the exception of Neil and Alan, every other character that does anything has to be a woman. Be it a forest officer or a Delhi cop or even the villain, it has to be a woman. All the men are dumb or cowards or evil. This is totally fine for me as long as it does not affect the story. However, there is this climax sequence where the team and police are being warned constantly that conducting a raid on the godown to capture smuggled goods will lead to riots. It will be difficult to get out of there alive. I was literally scratching my head as I couldn't for the life of me imagine that the Indian public would actually attack the police for conducting a raid on a smuggling racket. If it is some kind of eviction drive, I can understand the tension. But that too will be in the form of a dharna and not an attack on the police. The series, which till now was very realistic, suddenly was not making any sense. Then it clicked. The one scenario where this will make sense is if they are talking about criminal gangs operating in the ghetto of a minority community. But being woke, they cannot show minority community in a negative light and will resort to whitewashing instead. Now, this is just my opinion and I may be entirely wrong, but you will understand this when you watch the episode. Okay, so what is the verdict? Poacher is a series which deals with a subject that is totally different from the run of the mill stories. The series works in some parts, but enough to keep your interest going. If you are especially passionate about environment and such causes, you would love this series. In fact, even for the general audience, this is probably something which you should watch with your family as your kids might become more sensitized to this important topic. Not exactly a light watch, but definitely worth your time. Don't miss this. I would give this series a 6 out of 10. See you again with another review. Until then, bye and happy viewing. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. I go through hours and hours of content so that you can watch only the very best ones in your precious free time. Thank you.